Greetings, everybody. I am the Starving Martian, and today we're going to be taking a look at Laughing Gas Joker. This figure comes from Kenner's Legends of the Dark Knight series. It's considered a premium collector series, and it was released back in 1997. We've already taken a look at one of the figures from this line, that being the giant Man-Bat. So if you missed out on that, just click on my name, Starving Martian. I got a few playlists, one of them being comic book toys, so you'll find it there. But this is Laughing Gas Joker. Now, the thing about this series, Legends of the Dark Knight from Kenner, is that they are very large figures. This guy measures in at about 7.5 inches tall. And so they're not going to really scale well. You're not going to be able to play with them with, for example, your Batman Returns, Batman Forever, anything that had come out before that. Here he is with the Penguin. And I know the Penguin's a short guy, but still, it's a little ridiculous. Here he is with a standard 4.5 inch tall figure there. And so, as you can see, this guy is rather large. He is massive. And not only is he massive for an action figure, but he is massive for a Joker. Just check out these shoulders here. It almost looks like he's starting to get pumped up on that Titan formula from the Arkham games. But there is a couple good reasons this Joker looks different than your average everyday Joker. For one thing, this series, Legends of the Dark Knight, is technically considered an Elseworlds imprint. In fact, there's an Elseworlds label right on the package. It's tiny and you have to go looking for it, but it's there. For those of you not in the know, back in the 90s, Elseworlds was a label that DC used to print titles that couldn't or shouldn't or didn't happen in standard continuity. That's where you get stories about Batman being a vampire or Batman being Green Lantern, things of that nature. So the back of the package, and this would go with I think every one of the Legends of the Dark Knight. We read that from a horrible nightmare, Batman awakens to a twisted parallel world where the criminals are in total tyrannical control. In this apocalyptic vision of Gotham City, the villains are unimaginably deadly, and the Dark Knight finds himself surrounded. To fight back and regain control, he develops neural suit technology that acts as an integral part of his being, tapping into his thoughts and impulses and automatically reacting to danger without hesitation. Now, Batman becomes a living, breathing weapon, and his adventures become Legends of the Dark Knight. Alright, so seems like an overly convoluted storyline for a series of action figures, but whatever. There's a little bit more information on the Joker himself, but we'll get to that in a little bit because I don't want to spoil the surprise that this guy has built in. So let's get a look at some of the details and his accessories. Coming in a little closer on that face, and this is, I think, a very nice Joker face. I think the only thing I would have done differently is not giving him those red eyes, because that's just weird. I mean, that's not a color you typically associate with the Joker's eyes. It's more a demonic possession sort of thing. But as far as the face sculpt goes, I think they did an excellent job. There's that leering grin. His eyebrows arched up like that. And like his hairstyle he's got going on there. The suit's a little bit different than what you would associate with the Joker. He's got the purple going on, but it's pinstriped with these orange, which matches his gloves and pants. In fact, the pants are a inverse of the jacket, being orange with purple instead of vice versa. He's got some interesting molded detail. It's hard to really tell. But sticking out of this pocket here is actually a Joker card. You could just kind of sort of vaguely make out the top of a rectangle. Unfortunately, it's not painted in. So It's really hard to tell what that is. Posability on this guy is almost non-existent. His head can turn a little bit, but then it gets caught up in the jacket. His arms can rotate all the way around, and that's it. He's got nothing at the waist for reasons we'll find out in a moment. His legs don't move. There's no knee bend, no pivot, no nothing. So this is the only position you're ever really going to get him in. But on the plus side, he does stand very well. You can pick him up, put him back down, and as long as you don't tap him on the back when you're doing so, you have no problem getting him to stand where you want. His accessories include this rather large pistol, which is kind of a nuisance to get in and out of his hand. It fits really well in, but you have to put it in an angle and then twist it, and so I just keep it in his hand. Yeah, it's a very large gun. You would almost imagine he should come with one with a bang sign coming out of it, but he doesn't, which is fine because this is more threatening anyway. Did you ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? I always ask that of all my prey. I just like the sound of it. And his other accessory, oh boy, this one is, okay, is this guy here. This is Wild. I say hi, Wild. Hi, Wild. Yeah, I told you how great this guy stands, and I knocked him over twice. Anyway, so that's the back of Wild. And yeah, he seems to be some kind of, it's a side view profile. So he seems to be some kind of odd living playing card thing. According to the package, Wild, the incarnation of the Joker himself, I have no idea what that means, is a disgustingly brutal imp, clever and sneaky, who amuses himself and his master with nasty pranks that are a constant threat to Batman. So, there you go. I'm a constant threat to Batman! He also has no movable joints and just kind of hangs in this weird, awkward position. And to me, is fully disposable. I'm not going to be displaying Mr. Wild. Now, those of you who have an eagle eye and a good memory might recall that I introduced this guy as being Laughing Gas Joker. And yet, neither one of his accessories seem to contain any laughing gas. What's the deal with that? Well, that has to do with his gimmick. A lot of these figures came with a gimmick back in the 90s. This line is no exception. And his gimmick is actually one of the better ones. I do very much like this. So, there is a button on his backside. Now, should you ever encounter a Joker in the wild, never, ever, ever push the button on his backside. I think that should go without saying. However, I'm going to take the risk. I'm going to push the button, and we will see what the Joker's deadly secret is. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Bam! And so we see that he's not nearly as massive as he first appeared to be, but he's actually hiding this little time bomb connected to this cartridge here, and if we turn him around, we'll see 3 more strapped to his back, and this indeed is laughing gas. In fact, you could just kind of make out it actually says Smilex on each and every one of them, because with Smilex brand I get a grin again and again. So again, once you do that, you lose all posability in the figure because the inner Joker doesn't move at all. He can't move his arms or anything, but you do gain a little bit more freedom in the head. So there is that. And I love the way that his pants are now revealed to be extra baggy, and he's got these straps here, which, you know, do hold the containers on, but I imagine also hold his pants on for him. And he just looks even more dangerous and devious and clownish all at the same time. And I think this is actually a really good trick, a really good gag to give the Joker. I think it's actually one of the more appropriate gimmicks. I could see the Joker doing this, coming out looking all big and beefy, but still being his scrawny self underneath, concealing deadly laughing gas where no one would suspect. Of course, when you see him coming out with a gun, you're going to suspect you're in danger anyway. But be that as it may, the torso splits into these two halves and fits easily back onto the figure. You can take the back part and just make sure that his hair doesn't get caught above that. So you want to place it like so. And then the front half will snap right on. And you just push the figure down and it locks back into place. And you're ready to go. Alright, so let me read you his full biography, or story part. Laughing Gas Joker. The sinister Joker has never been more menacing. His highly specialized robotic armor gives him tremendous strength, while doubling as a decoy suit that blows apart to reveal his true identity and a horrible punchline. What the heck do they mean by true identity? He's the Joker! Look at him! You can see that. Oh well. Anyway, a horrible punchline. Dreadful laughing gas containers to put the citizens of Gotham City under his evil control. And then it goes to talk about Wild again. So let's get a quick look at this package. Pull out. So here you can see the artwork that went along with the series. That it's a premium figure. There's the figure in all his glory. A transparent bat etched into the plastic. Turning it around reveals the character's gimmick, as well as a look at some of the other figures in the series. Now, I have never liked any of the Batman in the series, but some of the villains are kind of cool. You get the Panther Strike Catwoman here. Scarecrow looks very menacing. Even Robin looks better than the Batman. I suppose if I had to pick one of these Batmen for my collection, it would be this guy here. Although the stretched out bat arms are kind of dwarfy. And so there you have it. That is Laughing Gas Joker. And me, Wild! Alright, sorry, I will never ever do that again. Now, if you want one of these for yourself, I recommend taking a look at eBay. I was able to pick this guy up for $10. That was including shipping. Most of the figures in this line are ridiculously cheap. I think the Man-Bat I showed off last year is actually one of the more expensive ones. But this guy I picked up for $10. I don't imagine you'll have much trouble getting him for around the same. So, happy hunting, and we will catch up with you next time with another review. But until then, as I always say, keep watching the skies. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.